It's time for the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Now here's your host, Pat DiSabato.
Hello and welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I am your host, Pat DiSabato from the Southtown Star newspaper, and we are at the Beggar's Pizza location on 127th Street and Kedzie Avenue in lovely Blue Island, directly across the street from Eisenhower High School, the beloved alma mater of mine. And our guest this week, folks, we got a big boys basketball extravaganza, playoff extravaganza. The seedings were announced last week, so we got Michael O'Brien, the prep sports editor of the Sun-Times. Mike's been doing this for 10 years. He is the premier guy when it comes to boys basketball throughout the state. So Mike knows what he's talking about. Mike's seen a lot of games throughout the Chicagoland area. So we're going to tap into his vast knowledge base, talk all things boys basketball, primarily here in the South Side, and get his take on things. I think it's going to be very interesting. There's some great seeds, some very interesting seeds. So we're going to talk all about that stuff and give you guys a little playoff March Madness a little early. All right, folks, we're going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. Remember, folks, Beggar's Pizza, come on by. You can reserve this room. They have 3 different rooms for you guys to reserve in the Blue Island location. So go to beggarspizza.com for more information. We will be back with Michael O'Brien, prep sports editor of the Sun-Times. Stay tuned.
For over 30 years, Beggar's Pizza has been delivering you great pizza your whole family will love. But don't forget, it's not only our award-winning thin, stuffed, and deep dish pizza. We have great pasta, salads, desserts, sandwiches, and more. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, making sure you go home happy every time. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many Chicagoland locations.
Moraine Valley has a proud tradition of providing academic excellence and student success. A well-rounded college experience at Moraine Valley includes clubs, organizations, athletics, fitness center, and more.
With the coaching staff and the facilities they offer, it's been really great.
I definitely believe Moraine Valley is a good choice for someone who is looking for an associate's degree.
Moraine Valley Community College, changing lives for a changing world.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Okay, folks, we got a boys basketball playoff extravaganza. Our guest this week, Sun-Times prep sports editor, Michael O'Brien. Michael, thanks for coming on board, buddy.
Great to be here.
Part of the, Southtown Star, Sun-Times, we're all big one happy family,
Yeah.
So we really appreciate your expertise on this, and let's kick it off in 4A because you've seen, a ton of hoops, probably more, obviously, in a wider range than I have. I'm predominantly in the South Side here, but you've seen teams from all over the Chicagoland area. But let's start off with 4A and with this Lockport sectional. Who do you see as the favorite, Michael, in terms of that sectional? And is there a sleeper that you see there, or what, man?
Bloom got the top seed, and they're the favorite. They should win. I think they will. They're the best team. But there's a lot of different. The parity is everywhere. Across all the sectionals. A team like Minooka has played a lot of good teams tight. They took Plainfield East, one of the best teams in the area, to overtime.
Yep.
If they're shooting well, they're good. And you can never discount even a team like Lockport. Larry Thompson Jr. is a great coach. They got some lumps at Pontiac, but I think they might surprise some people when it comes through.
They surprised HF about a week ago.
Yeah,
Courtney Cole, they've got a good group. They've got some nice players, and for them to be sitting with a 10 seed, and you got Sandburg sitting at a 9 seed. Sandburg's a team that they put it all together. They've got size, and they've got some skill. From the outside, they could surprise some teams. And then you got Andrew as the number 2.
And then a lot of underachieving teams. Like Thornwood and HF both should probably be better than they are, but you kind of feel like at any minute they could figure it out. Combs hasn't been scoring quite like people thought he would at Thornwood. If he can turn it around, that would mean a lot with Capri Alston. He can play.
Combs is a kid who's committed to Loyola. Obviously, he's got the skills. Crete Moni, Michael Ellis going to Illinois, they're sitting at a 4 seed, but you're right, the parity situation, there's such an elite group. When we talked about this prior to taping, you got Simeon, who looks like they're unstoppable, Curie. Who are some of the other teams that you've seen that you really say, hey, these teams should get downstate?
I mean, Proviso East is still undefeated, which says a lot. They have to play Warren on this Saturday. That's another top team. You got Warren, Simeon, Proviso East, and Curie are kind of the clear top 4 in the northern part of the state.
Yeah.
After that, there's kind of a big drop-off with anybody can beat anybody, and it's a night-to-night kind of battle. So I don't know, if any of those teams, any of those 4 are really going to get knocked off by any of the other ones. They're in the Argo sectional, they'll match up a little bit.
Yeah, the Argo sectional's interesting. I mean, Simeon's sitting 1, Curie 2, Bogans, who's having a great season, they're sitting 3, and there's St. Rita. Gary DeCesar, who we've had on the show, they petitioned, they should be in 3A, they petitioned the state to go 4A, and the reward is to get stuck in that sectional, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure that any team in the state has a harder road than St. Rita. Maybe because they asked for it, I just say oblige them. They would have to possibly beat Young at Young to get to Simeon next. And after that, Curie would probably be waiting. I mean, there's no harder road. And that's just to win a sectional. There's teams that wouldn't have to play teams that good to get to state, right? To win state. Yep. So yeah, it's a rough road for St. Rita. I hope they're all healthy.
I'm telling you, if I'm Gary DeCesar, I have to look in the mirror and say, what have I done, to deserve the injuries that they've had? I mean, the last 2 years, they've just been hit with the injury bug severely and out of nowhere. It's not like it's just been craziness going on over there. And now he gets this situation, but you kind of asked for it. I would have stuck in 3A.
I kind of get what he wants. I don't understand what 3A is, and I don't think I'd want to play in it either. It seems to me like whoever wins it is the team that fell out of 4A the year before. So what? I guess it's great to win a state title. Hillcrest enjoyed it and all, but I think most of the state is pretty confused about what 3A even is. So, if he wants to play up with the big guys, he got his wish.
He got his wish, man. I'm going to tell you, with that 3A, Richards and Hillcrest, 2 schools that have won state championships and benefited from the expansion with these 4 classes, they think otherwise, because there's no way those teams win if there's a 2-class system,
it's true.
right?
But Richards then is down in 3A now.
Right.
So, I don't know what. One year we had a Marshall Simeon 3A final. The next year, Simeon's in the 4A final. It's all so odd.
Yeah. Now, so who do you think is a sleeper in that Argo sectional? You got Marist, a good Marist team sitting at 7. Brother Rice is at 10. Richards is at 12. What do you see? Who do you see as being a potential sleeper there?
De La Salle is definitely a sleeper. Alvin Ellis is their point guard. He's been hurt. If they get him back and he's ready to go, here he might not be, I haven't heard for sure. Yep. With him, they're a very good team. Without him, they're in some trouble. So that would be a key. I still think St. Rita, they don't have the great record because of the out-of-state losses and this and that.
Yeah.
But I think they're a little closer to putting it together than some of these other teams that we've talked about. But it's going to be so tough with those high-quality public league teams.
Yeah, I think from what I've covered, the most skilled team, experience, size, everything put together that I've seen, it's Homewood Flossmoor. You got 2 guys that have played on the varsity 3 years in point guard, Tyrone Sherman, and you got Timmy Williams, who's 6'7". Then you got Delvon Rencher, who's played on the varsity for 4 years. He's 6'5". They just haven't been able to put it together. And Antonio Bishop, they have some great talent.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can get it together. But St. Rita, in terms of just pure skill, I think they're the most skilled team that I've seen. They lack some experience. You got the Matthews brothers, a freshman and a sophomore. Hicks is having a player of the year type of season, right?
Oh, yeah.
And if they get Avery back, that's the key.
Yeah. Right? When I do my preview, I write on top of a sheet of paper, guards, guards, guards. All that matters in high school basketball is guards. Yep. HF is such a great example of that. They have one good guard, Tyrone Sherman, and that's not enough. High school big men can't get the ball without a good guard.
Especially when you got a guard like Tyrone who likes to shoot. Yeah. It's tough to get that ball inside. You know what I'm saying? All right, folks, we are going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. Remember, go to lisathomassalon.com. Got some nice specials. Sign up for that teen club. Some great benefits for you teenagers when you join Lisa Thomas Salon. We come back, more with Michael O'Brien from the Sun-Times. Stay tuned.
What teen doesn't want to be in style with the latest trends? What teen doesn't want the hottest cuts at an affordable price? It's time to get noticed with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. where girls get a cut in style for just $27 and guys get a cut in style for just $17. Get the right look for the right price at the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. Your style, perfect style. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon.
For over 60 years, Standard Bank has been a part of your neighborhood, supporting sports and other activities, working with communities as they grow and thrive, helping businesses and families to reach their financial goals. In communities all over Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, your neighborhood is our neighborhood. We can help you reach your financial goals by growing your money with My Green Checking. Interest checking with no minimum balance and no monthly fees. To learn more, visit standardbanks.com. Member FDIC.
Pops opened in 1980. Although we've come a long way, 30 years later, Pops continues to cater to the South Chicagoland area. Each of the owners are dedicated to serving the best, freshest product possible. Our beef is cooked and sliced fresh daily. Not only known for our beef, but other great items, sausage, chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, and gyros. Featuring our newest food item, the breaded steak sandwich. Let us cater your next party. Please visit our website for a Pops location nearest you.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, our guest from the Sun-Times, Michael O'Brien. He's the bigwigs prep sports editor, has been doing it for 10 years. And Mike, you've seen a lot of hoops this year. We've gone through 4A. Let's hit on 3A a little bit, in particular the Rich East sectional. And, you know, I think the whole school, you talk about a team that's loaded with potential. Rich East, have you seen Rich East yet? No, you haven't seen them. Rich East is, you know, they've got some good juniors, a sophomore. If they all stay together, and you know, you don't happen to see these kids ending up in the city down the road here. I think they really have a bright future. But from what you see there, Hillcrest is the #1 seed. How do you see this thing playing out?
Hillcrest is the best team. They've got to be the favorite. But Morgan Park, the 3 seed, you know, that Billy Garrett Jr. is a DePaul commit. He's the best player in the sectional by a lot. And then they've got this group of sophomores. Morgan Park has, I think, 5 to 6 like top 20 sophomores in the state.
Yep.
So they're really, really young. If they could put it together, they're really dangerous. They could make a severe run in the sectional.
And I'll tell you, Hillcrest would love to get a shot at Morgan Park. They've ended their dreams. Last year they took them out, and that was a fantastic game. But I still see Hillcrest, man. This team is really coming together. They've been flying under the radar a little bit because, you know, you lose a kid like Juice Brown, a 4-year starter. I think people were expecting them to really take a drop. And you look at the teams they've lost to, they're no slouches there that they've lost 4 games all season. But they can play. And, you know, Jalen Loving and Jovan Mooring, I think that the key with them is they have so much depth, and I think 9-10 deep, kids can contribute. And
the open guy takes the shot with them, which is something not a lot of, and he can usually make it. You know, they're not a superstar, but that's a big deal, you know, especially for a high school team to have that many kids that are capable.
Yeah.
So I definitely see those two in the final, those two teams.
And what about Rich South? You got a shot at seeing them last Friday. You covered that game against Bloom, right? What was your impression of Rich South?
You know, they're good. They're a good team. They've got some real potential there too, but they're with older players who are just coming out. John Ruffin has just put up monster numbers all year. You know, he was who I went down there to see for consideration for our all-area team, but it was obvious Bloom was the superior team.
Yeah.
You know, I know they knocked him off once, but I think Bloom kind of did to them what I think Hillcrest would.
And Lamont, they have to be considered probably the surprise team along with Andrew in the area, man. This Joseph Balciunas, they've got the Lithuanian connection going on over
I have
there.
not seen him. I know he transferred from St. Joe's.
Yeah.
You know, and they got that nice record. That's something. And Providence also, I think, is in it's in the regional with them. Providence they haven't gotten the big signature win yet, but they've been playing everybody close, and it's probably the best season they've had in a really long time.
Yeah, and they're sitting at a 5 seed. And what about this Harlan team? What do you know about that?
Harlan's tough. Deontay Johnson is their point guard who actually was at St. Rita freshman year, but they could have used him this year. But he's one of the better guards in the city. They beat Farragut early in the year, and they've kind of been up and down since. They play in the Red South, which is tough, but they're a real threat.
Yeah. Well, you know, we had your colleague, and I guess my colleague as well, Mike Clark, on the show, and he did not want to make any predictions. He said, I want no part of this. So far, from what I'm gathering from you, you like Bloom to win at Lockport, you like Simeon to win at Argo, and you going Hillcrest or you go Morgan Park?
I'll probably go Hillcrest.
You're going Hillcrest.
I'm taking all the favorites.
I was saying you're going on the limb, aren't you? You're taking all the #1 seeds. Okay, so far. And well, that segues into the Class 2A. So what are you thinking here, man? Seton looks like they've got an unbelievable path. They're the #1 seed at the Herscher sectional. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Seton, this isn't a great Seton team. They're not one of those great two-way powers like we've had when Hales or Leo or Seton has gone through. They're a notch below those schools, but that's still good enough, I think, to get through our area. I think they might run into some trouble, when they hit downstate.
That could be a little bit of a problem. And another subject we talked about was the crowds or lack thereof, especially down here. And you attribute to a little bit of just the buzz of the postseason. In 4A, we're not blessed with a super section. We have to go to normal R teams. And we didn't have anyone at state last year from the south side. We had zero representation, and that could happen again this year, though I think it's unlikely. What do you think it is? Because they're half-filled gyms, and it doesn't matter who's playing for the most part. I have not seen, hanging over the rafters, other than Marist Rice.
Yeah. I'm from the south suburbs. I'm from Joliet, so I grew up watching basketball here, and I've been shocked the last 2 years at high-profile, good games by the small crowds.
Yeah.
And I think it does have a lot to do with the fact that there's no super sectional here. There hasn't been a 4A representative in 2 years, and that really, gets a community going when a team goes to state. And I think the shooter to Hillcrest, that's gone. I think that's hurt a little bit. It's such a high-profile event that hasn't really been replaced.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a few years ago when St. Xavier used to host a super sub, and then that was the year I think we had Eddie Curry and Dwayne Wade, and there was 5,000 people trying to get, probably 10,000 people trying to get tickets for a location that held 2,500 people. I think they should try and get St. Xavier back. I don't know if Xavier doesn't want it. I would think they'd want it, but that would be probably in this state of the way the basketball is on the south side, it'd probably be a premier location right now, wouldn't it?
It's ridiculous to not have a super in the south suburbs. Absolutely ridiculous.
So hopefully, maybe we can put a little pressure on the IHSA, Michael. A little tag team effort. Marty Hickman, who I respect, I have a great deal of respect for. Maybe I should give him a call and find out what's going on with that because
they have the Joliet, it's the 3A.
Yeah, and the Joliet Central is actually hosting two sections. Two of them are. They got 2A and 3A, I think. So,
but they're with the smaller schools. I mean, it's. And I think also the conferences are a mess. Since the SICA went away, nobody really understands who's in what conference anymore and what's going on. It's kind of a transition period.
Yeah, and what's funny too, when I ask these coaches in the Southwest Suburban, even in the South Suburban Conference, they don't even know if they're playing a conference game or if it's a crossover. It is a mess, man. It really is a mess. So, well, Michael, I appreciate you coming on board, man. Good to have you.
Sure, it was great. Good to be here.
Respect your work, man. And this is what it's all about now, right? March Madness. You excited or what?
I'm ready to roll.
You're ready to roll now.
Should be
Okay.
good, yeah.
All right, folks. We are going to go to an athletics timeout. Grab your cell phones. Isaac text poll question of the week, sponsored by Standard Bank. Chance to win a $50 gift card. All you have to do is answer the question correctly. All right. So when we come back, we'll do that, and then we're going to talk about some games from last week and have some fun. Players of the week. I'm just going to continue to give till it hurts. Stay tuned.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
Looking for a lunch you won't soon forget? Check out the new Beggar's Lunch Buffet. Of course you'll find the great thin crust, stuffed crust, and deep dish Beggar's pizza you love, but our buffet goes even further. We have soups, salads, Italian beef, Italian sausage, pasta, and chicken. And don't forget about Beggar's famous cookie pizza for dessert. For only $7.95, it's an incredible deal. From 11 until 2, Monday through Friday, this is a can't-miss lunch that has something for everyone. So get to a Beggar's near you today.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Again, I'd like to thank Michael O'Brien, Prep Sports Editor for the Sun-Times, being our guest this week. And folks, it's now time to get out the old cell phone. Isaac text poll question of the week, sponsored by Standard Bank. Chance to win a $50 gift card. All right, which team will score the most points Friday night. All right, text A for Andrew, text B for Mount Carmel, text C for St. Rita, text D for Thornwood, or text E for Rich South. Okay, now text Beto and the answer option, A, B, C, D, or E, to 90210. Gerard Grabowski's favorite show growing up. All right, texter number 3 with the correct response wins a $50 gift card. Compliments of our good friends at Standard Bank. All right, folks, and if you want to go online, coachescornershow.com, get the question and the answer options again, all right, and get to see my smiling face somewhere. All right, results from last week, all right. Big games, Bloom 59, Rich South 52 for Bloom. L.J. Johnson, big game, 24 points. Donald Moore, 22 points. Johnny Griffin, 15 points. And let me tell you something, folks. If those 3 kids continue to contribute like that on the scoring end, Bloom is going to be very, very tough to beat. For Rich South, Markel Small, 14.7 boards. Johnny Ruffin, 12 points, 12 boards. Johnny Ruffin, on Tuesday, they beat Crete-Monee 52-51. Game I was at. Johnny Ruffin had 2 clutch free throws to win that game. That was a heck of a game for the Stars. Marist, 56, Marion Catholic, 45. Game I was at Friday night. For Marist, Nick Wisher, 17 points. Tyler Oden, 13 points. L.J. McIntosh, 11 points. Oden had a really strong game. He had 9 points in the second quarter, hit a big 3 in the third. Ignited us a huge Marist run, a 24 Marist run. For Marion Tyler Eulis, 13 points. He was saddled with foul trouble, sat out pretty much the entire second quarter. Kid's a phenomenal player. I know I've said that before on the show. Phenomenal talent. As a sophomore, the kid, there isn't a better ball handler in the south suburbs, probably in the Chicagoland area. He is dynamite. Also for, Marion, that's it. 13 points for Tyler Eulis. All right, Andrew, 60. Lincoln Way North, 34. For Andrew Jabril Adekoya, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Another day at the office, another double-double. Tyler Hook, 12 points off the bench for the T-Bolts. Nothing for Lincoln Way North. When you score 34 points, you don't deserve any mention. All right, HF, 54. Bolingbrook, 49. For the Vikings, Tyrone Sherman, 16 points. Tim Williams, 11 points, 12 boards. For Bolingbrook, Nick Malonga, 18 points. Lockport 60, Lincoln Way Central 51. For the Porters, Kyle Ward, 14.6 rebounds. Courtney Cole had 14 points for Lincoln Way Central. 51 points for Lincoln Way Central. That's 2 games worth, maybe even 3 games worth. Good to see him throwing out some points. Johnny Finnan, 22 points for the Knights. Brad Foster, a Lewis University recruit, 10 points, 10 boards. All right, the Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. We're going to give it to Chicago Christian's Michael Camp. Scored 24 points, pulled down 8 rebounds, had 6 steals to lead the Knights to a 60-41 win over St. Edwards. So we're going to hook Michael Camp up with a $25 gift card from Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oak Brook. The Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club Player of the Week. Andrew girls basketball player Megan McHale, 16 points to lead the T-Bolts to a 44-31 win over Lincoln Way West. T-Bolt, I'm happy for Andrew. And the girls are having a good season. Boys are having a good season. The bowling, I think it was boys bowling won state. I mean, they're really getting it done over there. I know the cheerleaders had a great season. So good things happening to Andrew. Good to see. And Michael Hallen was our guest last week on the show. Hopefully you enjoyed that and got to see Mike. T-Bolts are 19-1 right now. They're rolling. They're rolling. They've got a big one with Thornwood down the road here that's going to probably determine the Southwest Suburban Red title. I know they've got Thornridge in Dalton, and they can't underestimate a Thornridge squad Friday night. All right, folks, Gerard, you want me to stretch? We're not stretching. We're going to a break right now, all right? We're going to go to a Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout. When we return, little high, little tight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oak Brook Promenade.
What teen doesn't want to be in style with the latest trends? What teen doesn't want the hottest cuts at an affordable price? It's time to get noticed with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where girls get a cut and style for just $27 and guys get a cut and style for just $17. Get the right look for the right price at the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club. Your style, perfect style. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon.
Since 1970, Standard Bank & Trust has been a landmark at the corner of 95th and Western. Now there's a new, state-of-the-art Standard Bank at the same convenient location and better equipped to serve your needs. So stop by and meet our friendly professional staff. They provide personalized service and a wide range of products to help both businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. In the Evergreen Park area and in communities all over Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, we're your neighborhood bank. Learn more at standardbanks.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, folks, high and tight time. I know everyone's getting geared up for March Madness, both on the boys and girls side. Me, I'm getting geared up for it, but I'm a little bit more excited for the Kennedy Cup playoffs. Catholic League hockey, it's rolling right now. I know Maris took it on the chin that first game, but the team to watch out for, obviously, St. Rita. They're going for their 5th straight Kennedy Cup. That's only been done on 3 other occasions by 2 schools. Mount Carmel won 6 straight on 2 occasions, and Fenwick won 5 straight 1 other time. So Rita's looking to make history here. I know they won their first game, I think it was 6-2. Ricky Farron had 4 goals. Mustangs have it all. They have a great goalie in Marty Napleton. They've got plenty of firepower. Keith Burchett, Ricky Farron, Stan Soika. They've got a lot of firepower offensively. If there is a little bit of a question mark, like I said, Marty Napleton in goals is as good as it gets. Defensively, above average, not superior, but this team has enough offensive firepower to overcome any deficiencies on defense. So, and it's not out of the realm of possibility here, folks, to see St. Rita win the Kennedy Cup and then produce the daily double and win the state title as well this season. We'll see what happens. Good luck to Craig Ferguson and the rest of the Mustangs. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed the show. Get out to some games this week. We got some good games, good hoop games. Enjoy yourselves. Hope you guys all had a happy Valentine's Day yesterday, too. We'll see you next week.